lawlessness, constitutional rights. Interesting, isn't it? What do you mean here? If you like this video, please share it. Leave a comment down below. Please subscribe. Help me build this place up a little bit. We are all Americans here, from one end of this country to the other. Yet many politicians have a problem with this because they want to continue this divisionary nonsense of racism. And you know, when it comes to your constitutional rights, that seems to be a problem because they want to make all these laws against you. Now, lawlessness starts at the very top ends of the government and usually trickles itself down to your state, your level of governments, and your lower parts of your governments inside your states, right? Your towns, cities, counties, all right? Okay. Now, in Democrat-controlled states, they seem to have this thing that they don't want to listen or obey the Supreme Court. Now, Supreme Court's the law of the land, right? They interpret the constitutional law. They don't make law, they interpret the law, whether it's constitutional or unconstitutional. Congress makes law across the board. But how does it affect you, the American people? Now, they have a problem with this because you are always the one being attacked. You're the one we want to take apart. You're the one we want to spy on someone else, do our dirty work for us, you know. And those who don't want to do it for us, well, they're either some type of right-wing extremist, or they're some type of patriots, or who knows what they want to call us. Racist people, they call us white supremacy, homophobias, the list goes on. Because they hate the very same fabric of hearing that we are all Americans. They hate it. They like that division where we can separate you two. It's like taking a pie. You cut it in half, and then you cut it in quarters, then you cut it in eighths. Well, that's how they look at us, like a pie. And they're just waiting to cut us up. I wish I had $1 for every time I hear some of these politicians say, well, we've taken the oath to the Constitution and we support it. Really. There are a handful of Democrats that do support the Constitution and do exercise those rights. And so are some handful of Republicans. But oddly enough, they're attacked by their parties. Those who support control. Not just gun control, but control in general. In Obama's speech that he made to the world, that we work for generations to build. Ordinary men and women are too small-minded to govern their own affairs. Order and progress can only come to those who surrender their rights to an all-powerful sovereign. That's a problem. That's a big problem. Americans don't surrender anything. They don't compromise anything. And the reason is because the Constitution gives us the right to govern ourselves, to be able to be free of government. The Constitution is not here to retrain us. It's here to restrain government out of our lives, out of our homes. Unless they wish to get involved, then we have a problem with that. So every time when these politicians say, I've taken an oath to protect the Constitution, I say, if I had $1 for every time I heard that, I'd be richer than Bill Gates. Seriously. Because if they are so intense to stay behind a podium and saying, we've taken the oath, or listen to them in Congress, some of these Democrats, mostly all these Democrats, we're still stuck on this crazy Russia collusion nonsense that we support the Constitution. We've taken an oath to it. Saying the oath and actually exercising the oath are two different entities. Anybody can take the oath, but does you actually will mean it? Do you actually will utilize it? Because if you do that, you wouldn't be doing the atrocities you're doing today. When we talk about red flag laws are damaging to the Bill of Rights. They're damaging to the Constitution, damaging to you, the American people. We already have laws in all these states where you have an issue with someone, where you think there's a threat coming. You pick up the phone, you call a law enforcement officer or a sheriff, or wherever state you're in, or the FBI, and they come to their person's doorstep and they talk to these people. It's up to them to do their work if they think there's a threat. Now, if that individual does carry out the threat he creates, somebody dropped the ball, right? But the way these red flag laws are designed, they're designed to go after other Americans. When these red flag laws were implemented, a lot of phone calls to these courts and these prosecutors were astounding. Because, this person had a firearm, this person had a firearm, this person had this firearm. And they don't have to appear in court. All they have to do is submit a report. And they disappear. They're gone. Law enforcement goes to your place, they have a warrant, they take your property, walk out the door. Now you're left holding back like, what do I do now? Now you got to wait for a court appearance to happen. You go to court. You got to sit in front of the judge and try to explain to this man you're not a threat, but he's not taking it. He wants you to do all kinds of things, and 90% of the time you might not get your property back anyway. They may delay your court case and delay it to, who knows what. But is that really Americans? Think about it. To literally strip people of their constitutional rights. Because it doesn't just affect your Second Amendment rights, it affects all your Bill of Rights. Your First Amendment, your Third, Fourth, all your amendment rights. Because what it does, it tells, it kind of, how do I say this? It literally pulls you away from your constitutional freedoms. In other words, you had no rights, and we'll decide what rights you have that you need, and the rest of the stuff you can't do or say anything about. You can't go after the person who wrote the complaint. You cannot even file a complaint, nor can you sue the individual for false statements. Now, I'm not a lawyer here, but you would think it would make some type of sense, right? But on the other hand, If there's a problem with an individual, you have a right to defend yourselves. It's a God-given right. It's called self-preservation. You heard that, right? Self-preservation. Self-preservation is exactly what it is. So you pick up the phone, you call someone. Well, you go to court. You get a restraining order. They give you a piece of paper. We actually need a firearm to defend yourself. But that piece of paper is all you need. In some of these Democratic controlled states. When these politicians say we take the oath, that oath is to support the Bill of Rights. Your rights. Your constitutional rights. Your God-given rights. They're not up for negotiation. They're not up for majority rules. Now, Biden says no amendment is absolute. Well, unless you want to rewrite the Constitution, yes, it is absolute. It's there for a reason. You're all Americans. You need to stand together and help others, because let's say they do take away your property. Let's say they are successful, some backdoor alley deal that they can strip you of all your constitutional rights, all your firearms and everything are gone. Do you think those red flag laws are going to disappear? Guess again. They'll amplify them into other things. Because if they were successful, they're going to continue that success. You've got to put pressure on your congressmen and your senators to push to get rid of these red flag laws. And to make sure they do support your constitutional rights. Not just say, well, I take the oath. That doesn't work. Because all they're doing is they're just placating you. We pay a lot of money to this government and to these politicians that hold their hand out and say, I need more money for my campaign. Or they just hand money to these states for researching gun control laws or whatever it may come up to be. And when you sit there and you think about it, that's our money. They're just throwing it out there just to get rid of it. And who knows what they do with it, because according to them, we have no say in it, which kind of really teases you off in the economical nightmare that we're in today. Every penny counts. So when these politicians are just throwing your money away, you want to know more about it. The same with your Second Amendment rights. Same with all your First Amendment rights, your Second Amendment rights. Your Bill of Rights belongs to you. Each and every one of you's out there, whether they like to hear that or not. You people have got to pull it together because you're Americans. Don't listen to these damn idiots up in Washington telling you that, well, MAGA will destroy democracy and they'll destroy this and they'll tear down our institutions and whatever. Because that's not true. Fear, separation, and isolation is fear in itself, and they're the ones causing that fear. They're the ones that are destroying democracy. They're the ones that are threatening you. So as Americans, you need to come together. Put pressure on this government because it belongs to you. Till then, you take care of yourselves. Don't be afraid to defend yourselves. And remember, you're all Americans, regardless of your race, color, religious beliefs, whatever it may be. You are Americans. Till then, take care. Catch you around.